from Fight Back Media, the Morning Report. Well, hey, again, my name is Willie Lawson. This is the Morning Report. The Morning Report is published on fightbackmedia.com, 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 fightbackmediatv.com. I trust that you are well this glorious morning. Behind me is Rona McDowell, I believe her name is. Make sure I get her name right. Yeah, her name is Rona McDaniel. Sorry, Rona McDaniel. She is the chair of the Republican Party, and she is calling for unity. I, I really do. I think she means well. I do, but I don't think she understands. I don't think a lot of people understand what that means. I don't think they do. I think that she, you know what, she blames the quote massive amount of ticket splitting as one of the major factors why Republicans failed to bring this red wave to the U.S. And ticket splitting is that I didn't decide to vote straight Republican. Well, I should never. I think what Rona doesn't understand, that should never be something that I should have to think about doing. Ever. Like somehow ticket splitting is a bad thing. Because I have to, or I should be encouraged to vote for the best candidate in every election where it fits the thing that benefits me most where I live. Otherwise, I'm just a stooge for the Democrats or a stooge for Republicans. Now, I understand a lot of Democrats just vote straight Democrat. They don't care. A lot, dead or alive, they don't care, right? A dead Democrat is better than an alive Republican for some people. I understand. I get that they do that. I think that's terrible. I think that's awful. I think that people like that probably should just stay home. But by the same token, I think that Rona McDaniel asking people who register Republican to just vote Republican regardless. I think people like Rona McDaniel being upset that I can say I don't think that Herschel Walker was a great candidate. As a matter of fact, and I feel okay with saying that, and I'll tell you why. Because I was told that about me personally. See, it's a whole bunch different when I can say I have been sitting in that seat, and you haven't. You haven't been sitting in that seat. I've sat in that seat before, where I was told that I was not a good candidate. I was told that I didn't have a real campaign. And basically that I was wasting my time and energy and effort along with anybody else who wanted to help me. So I've sat in that seat. So I'm okay with saying I don't think Herschel Walker was a great candidate. And I'm on record saying that I think that Warnick is Satan's agent. So yes, so do I pick Herschel Walker, the not so great candidate, over the devil's agent? Yes, I do. And for a lot of people, that is hyperbolic and partisan and all that stuff. Yeah. And I also understand Rona's position. She's the chair of the Republican Party. She's got one concern: get Republicans elected. That's her concern. Her concern, and this is the problem that Washington told us that we would have with political parties, is her concern is not the health and welfare of the United States. That's really not her concern. Her concern, her job, what she gets paid for, is to get Republicans elected. So ticket splitting for her is a bad way to go about it. One from column A and one from column B doesn't do her any good. Ronna McDaniel has to be all in on Republican. So one from column R, one from column D, one from column I, one from column G, one from column L doesn't do Ronna McDaniel a bit of good, because her focus is getting everybody to pick from column R. You know what, and I think that a lot of times we have to get that. I read some of the comments. I try not to read comments on posts, because you know what I'm saying. And I think that a lot of people in the comments don't really understand that. But her job is to be the head cheerleader and the head organizer for the Republican Party. She doesn't want to hear about the L. She doesn't want to hear about, well, this is a really good D. This is a really good Democrat. Republican. It's her job. And she said this: ticket splitting was everywhere. We won 8 races statewide in Georgia, but then Warnock wins the runoff. Ron Johnson wins in Wisconsin, but Evers holds the governorship. McDaniel said adding, it's not a size fit. She also touched on abortion, saying that it's most likely that Democrats, most likely gave Democrats a large advantage when appealing to voters. She says this: we've got to get conversant on that. It was probably a bigger factor than a lot of people thought. We just can't do the ostrich method and pretend it doesn't exist when Democrats are spending $30 million on that message. In Pennsylvania and Michigan, that was a huge issue. Okay. Now, she doesn't say that we should compromise on that issue. Maybe she believes that. We will do more investigation. We will ask that question. But we have been here on the morning, but we've been very conversant. Hey, I know. Stop killing babies. Yeah, I know. You can have choice. You have choice not to lay there and get a baby. There's your choice. And you can do, and please do that all you want. You have a choice to wear a condom or not wear a condom. And for some of y'all who ain't ready to have babies, please wear condoms, or even better yet, stop having sex with people. Have as much alone sex as you want. Yes. Here's something else she said that I think is important. I want to talk about for a second. She said, we can't hate each other so much that we forget what Democrats are doing to this country. We can't be so mad at each other that we say, I'm not going to vote for this Republican because they like this candidate, or they're a rhino or establishment or MAGA. Now, listen to what I'm going to say carefully. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Well, hey everybody, my name is Willie Lawson, and you guys know that I do a lot of stuff on the internet. And you may think with what's happening on Twitter and what's happening on Facebook and what happened to Parler that the mainstream social media sources are really trying to rid themselves of conservative voices. And you'd be right. They most certainly are. Um, but you know what? It isn't as bad as you think it is. It's worse. But there are people who are willing to be platformed for free speech. One of those one of those places is freedomforum.website. Freedomforum.website. You can go there and speak your mind. So come join us. Enjoy the freedom. Enjoy the fun. If you are a true blue conservative, small businesses are near and dear to your heart. They are the lifeblood of our life and economy. I believe this, and that's why my florist is not a website or phone number. My florist is Blooming Days Flower Shop, Tampa's premier flower shop. At 11618 North Florida Avenue here in Tampa, Florida, and at 6835 State Road 54 in Newport Richey. Call Christine at 813-933-1942 and at 727-232-6900. She can also be reached on the web at www.bloomingdays.com. One of the things that I get asked most is where can I get information that is not tainted with liberal bias, especially here in the Tampa Bay area. Well, now I have the answer. tbctampa.com, a website by and for Tampa area conservatives. Tampa's leading conservative voices speak freely at tbctampa.com, and you can too. So join the fun and enjoy the freedom at tbctampa.com. My name is Willie Lawson, and this is the Morning Report. Hey, y'all. All right. It's just too much, isn't it? It's too much. It's just too much. This person here behind me is an employee at the Department of Energy. They have been caught stealing other people's luggage at the airport. According to a police report, Sam, this is Sam here, Brenton, Brinton, is a, quote, gender fluid BDSM bondage expert, allegedly, was identified by a unique piece of clothing choice. Surveillance camera shows a white male wearing a white male. This is a dude for sure. Wearing white male adult wearing a white T-shirt with a large rainbow-colored nuclear symbol design printed on the front. Police found Brenton after he posted a photo on Instagram wearing the exact same T-shirt. This comes after law enforcement initially closed the case, only to reopen it months later after the social media post made it immediately recognizable for officers to connect Brenton as the suspect pertaining to the case. So a warrant for Brenton's arrest was issued earlier this week. According to the warrant, the value of the luggage ranges between $1,200 and $5,000 worth of items he stole from the Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas. In a separate incident, this dude was charged with allegedly removing $2,000 worth of women's clothing and personal items, which were never accounted for, from a suitcase at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport earlier this year. Denying the accusations, of course, Brinton claimed that it was an unintentional mix-up, despite the fact that he never checked any bags in for either flight. So when you never check any bags in and you decide that you're going to go down the package, to luggage pickup and just grab some luggage, you got a couple things going on probably. You're a thief. You're a narcissist because you believe that other people will just believe you when you say, it was just a mix-up. Really? Narcissistic liar, yes. And you're insane. And you need treatment of some sort. Look at you. Brinton claimed the clothes and accessories stolen from the suitcases belonged to him. But then eventually he said, well, I was just really tired. Sam is on leave from the Department of Energy, and Dr. Kim Petrie is performing the duties of the Department Assistant Secretary of Spent Fuel and Waste Deposition, getting rid of bad waste, whatever. A spokesman for the Energy Department told Fox News. Well, he's on leave now, and I'm sure he's still getting a little paycheck. And Dr. Kim Petrie is taking over his job. Now, Sam has been publicly open about his fetish for cross-dressing and his interest in kink and bondage, after claiming he was tortured in a conversion therapy program when the Biden administration official was younger. So apparently, you think that Sam's a PK? You think? I bet you $1, the PK. Bet you $1. So according to the Daily Mail, Brinton reportedly taught a physics of kink class at several universities, whose seminar was titled Spanking from Calculus to Chemistry. This is a class that was available at a university. GOP has called for his resignation, saying that Brinton has violated the laws of being a U.S. official. We demand the resignation of Sam Brinton, as we implore you to set aside of petty politics and appoint only the most qualified and dedicated individuals to influence America's energy sector. Well, the Department of Energy is doing exactly the opposite of influencing and encouraging America's energy sector. Anyway, adding that an appointed official, Sam Brinton, represents both your department and the United States. And it's simply not possible for an individual to represent American values and simultaneously violate the felony laws of the land. Guess not. Guess not. Yes, it's hard to believe that so many people today are dehydrated, but they are. The coldest water bottle has developed the finest personal hydration system in existence. So what we here at the Morning Report suggest that you do is that you go to coldest.com to get and be able to give the gift of cold. That's coldest.com. Make sure that you enter Willie10 when you check out for an additional 10% discount. That's coldest.com. Coldest.com. So is it okay now, because it was, during the Trump administration, it is okay to talk about the president's
yeah. We talked about mental health elderly, so let's talk about this guy mental health.
The president's mental acuity, because there's sometimes where it seems to be lacking. Have you seen?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's especially bad. I'm talking about sometimes it's like really bad. Like, have you seen the picture?
I was told not to take any questions.
I was told not to take any questions. They're going to be mad at me.
They're going to be mad at me.
Mr.
President, are you the president or are you five?
You see, what I want. See, the next question is, excuse me,
I was told to call on what you call it for NBC. Who's telling you to call on?
That's the question that we ought to be asking. Who's telling you this?
I don't understand why nobody won't ask that question.
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Who's telling you to call on these people in the media?
Is Jen Psaki actually the president?
Probably so.
Well, hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Willie Lawson of FightBackMedia.com, 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 and Fightback Media TV. This is the Morning Report. The picture that's behind me, let's see if I can figure out how to move out of the way. There you go. Is that you see an American flag and I believe it is a prisoner of war flag in a trash can. It is, it says there, move 118th Congress, Sheila Jackson Lee, and has her extension there from the 2426 RHOB, which is one of the buildings that Congress is in, to 2314 RHOB on the third floor. Now, Brian Mast, who is a U.S. rep from the state of Florida, took this picture and put it on Twitter, and quite frankly made a big deal of it. Before you get crazy, I think Sheila Jackson Lee is a terrible individual. Awful. I wish you weren't in Congress. I wish you weren't in Congress, but the same way I think that I wish that my Congresswoman Kathy Castro wasn't in Congress, and for all the same reasons. But here's where a lot of us get caught up in the foolishness. Yes, this is not the proper place for an American flag to be. This is not the proper place. And Brian Mast is probably hypersensitive, and for good reason. He is an injured war veteran from Afghanistan. He served in Afghanistan. And this is not the place for an American flag to be in the trash can for any reason. But you know why it's in the trash can, right? Because they're moving it. They weren't going to have a ceremony where they move the flag reverentially from where it was from the second floor to the third floor. That wasn't going to happen. Should have been put in a bag and carried there, and not just tossed in the trash and carried in the trash can? Yes. But this is not the stuff that's important. This is not the important stuff. We know Sheila Jackson Lee. We know who she is. This is just evidence of that, but we already know who she is. If Brian Mast wants to go after Sheila Jackson Lee, then he needs to go after her on policy and just nail her to the cross on policy. There is a lot of opportunity. It's every day. It's every day the woman opens her pie hole. This is kind of childish, kind of sophomoric and doesn't really accomplish anything. This is the kind of stuff that I really think that a lot of us have to avoid. I mean, seriously have to avoid. This woman here, Tulsi Gabbard is her name, has decided to go the other way against the Democrat Party. And we make a big deal about it because we turn these people into insta heroes. And she is not. She's not. Hasn't changed. Same thing, same person. But turning her into an insta hero, or Brian Mast into an insta hero, is as silly as trying to make Sheila Jackson Lee into an insta villain when she's already a villain. Please, folks, please. I want to go through some of my backgrounds and see if I can vibe on some of these backgrounds. I can. Kristen Sinema, not an insta hero. She is doing something I think is smart politically, but I've told you, politics is not the way these problems are going to be solved. It's not. It's not. It's going to shake things up a little bit, maybe. There's a possibility. Will she? That is yet to be seen. Please don't turn this woman into a hero yet. She does not deserve it. She does not deserve it. This person, Ralph Warnock, is an evil person. An evil person. This person is professing to be a Christian pastor, a pastor of the Word of God, as it is written in the Bible. This is who this person professes to be. But this person says he's a pro-life pastor. Pro-life I'm sorry, a pro-choice pastor. Which means this person here is saying that he is okay with the slaughter of children in utero, and still calls himself a pastor, a minister of the Word of God, of the Bible. This person is evil. So, in order for this person to be removed from Congress, you saw that voting didn't work, right? We have 6 years to pray that God, because it's your only choice at this point, raises up someone to replace him. I am not praying for any harm to come to this person. I am praying for God to raise up somebody in the state of Georgia to remove this person from public office. Because if you're wondering how this is going to change, that's how it's going to change. It's not going to change any other way. It's not going to change any other way. I'm just telling you. I would pray that while you sleep tonight, Ralph Warnock, that in your dreams, you will learn the truth. And you will become the minister that you profess to be. My name is Willie Lawson. This has been the Morning Report for December 12th, 2022. We are getting there, right? We're getting there. We're a few days, 15 days from Christmas. Can't wait. Again, thanks for tuning in this Monday. Just like always, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.